people of Earth, since you did not return the space cache, your species and your planet is hereby forever blocked off and barred from the rest of the universe.
Katy Perry, I just want to congratulate you on being the first astronaut to sing in space for real.
Thanks, Jeff. It was one small step for women, one giant leap for my lifetime's tour. By the way, it's Captain Perry now.
How you feel out here with our audience, so it's been really, really incredible. So yeah.
Katy Perry just wanted a quick ride to space. But what she got was one of the internet's biggest roast sessions of the year. From memes to South Park parodies, this 10-minute Blue Origin mission has spiraled into full-blown PR chaos. Let's break down exactly how it all went wrong. What was supposed to be a glamorous space moment turned into a PR nightmare for Katy Perry. She joined Blue Origin's 10-minute suborbital flight, marketed as a bold leap for women in STEM. But instead of applause, she was met with ridicule. Critics called it a vanity stunt, pointing out that the flight offered zero scientific contribution. Insiders say Katy didn't expect this level of mockery, and now she's reportedly confiding in her therapist about the fallout. The backlash wasn't about fear of space, it was about how disconnected the mission seemed from reality. Instead of being seen as an inspirational figure, Katy came off as another celebrity chasing headlines in a billion-dollar rocket. What made it worse? The internet saw right through it. The internet did what it does best, turned the entire event into a meme goldmine. From tweets joking about the flight's short duration to viral side-by-side phone alerts, Katy Perry launched into space, followed by Katy Perry has returned. People couldn't stop laughing. Memes flooded social platforms, comparing her to space tourists rather than astronauts. And her attempt to brush it off with a zen-like response only fueled the trolling. She tweeted, "When the online world tries to make me a human piñata, I take it with grace and send them love." But the internet wasn't buying it. What should have been a triumphant headline became a punchline as the trip's short duration and over-the-top presentation made it ripe for parody. Her brand took a hit, and suddenly, Katy's space mission felt more like a sketch from a late-night show than an actual accomplishment. One of the biggest sources of outrage came from how the mission was framed. Blue Origin and media outlets like CBS called the flight an inspiration for women in STEM. Gayle King even said it would encourage young women to become astronauts. But podcasters and YouTubers quickly pushed back, calling it out as tone deaf. Real astronauts train for years and risk their lives. Some have died on missions. Yet Katy Perry's zero-gravity joyride was getting more praise than actual scientists. Critics argued that this wasn't about science or progress, but about celebrity spectacle. The disconnect was glaring. The STEM messaging felt forced, as if it were slapped on to justify a publicity stunt. And in doing so, it trivialized real efforts in space exploration. Instead of empowering future scientists, it came off like a luxury PR move, dressed up in inspirational language. If there was one image that defined the whole fiasco, it was Katy Perry kissing the ground after landing, despite only being in space for about 10 minutes. The moment went viral, with people mocking it as over-the-top and theatrical. It didn't help that the clip was heavily edited and dramatically scored, making it feel more like a scene from a reality show than a historical moment. Audiences online quickly pointed out the absurdity of celebrating a suborbital flight with such fanfare. It reinforced the idea that this wasn't about science, it was about optics. Instead of coming across as humble or grateful, it looked like a PR move gone wrong. That single clip, her emotional moment post-landing, turned what might have been a forgettable event into a cultural spectacle, one that fans and critics alike couldn't stop talking about, for all the wrong reasons. Adding fuel to the fire, fans began speculating that Katy might have used the spaceflight to film a music video. This theory blew up after behind-the-scenes footage showed her striking dramatic poses in zero gravity, surrounded by camera crews. The speculation made the mission look even more staged, like a high-budget music shoot rather than a serious journey into space. Critics blasted it as another example of celebrity privilege overshadowing real scientific milestones. If true, it would explain the elaborate visuals and the almost choreographed way she behaved post-landing. The idea that Katy Perry might have turned a multi-million-dollar rocket launch into a set for her next single just made things worse. What was marketed as a step for women in STEM began to feel like a commercial for her brand. The line between science and spectacle got even blurrier, and fans weren't impressed. Things escalated even further when news broke that South Park was developing an episode roasting the entire mission. Known for targeting pop culture and hypocrisy, South Park reportedly plans to feature animated versions of Katy Perry, Gayle King, and even P. Diddy floating in space. According to leaks, the episode is being positioned as one of their biggest roasts yet. And if history's any guide, South Park isn't going to hold back. From mocking Disney to shredding Elon Musk, their satire often hits where it hurts. This episode could be a turning point, turning Katy's already embarrassing mission into a full-blown cultural takedown. If it airs, it's expected to draw millions of views and potentially overshadow the actual flight itself. Katy may have gone to space, but South Park is about to bring her crashing back down to Earth, with jokes sharp enough to leave a mark. Leaked storyboard details from the upcoming South Park episode reveal a wild ride. In one scene, Katy's cartoon face reportedly begins melting in space due to weightlessness, an exaggerated jab at cosmetic culture. Meanwhile, Gayle King delivers over-the-top speeches about inspiration, and P. Diddy is shown partying in space indefinitely. The entire storyline mocks the idea of celebrities using space tourism to escape criticism and reboot their public image. South Park is leaning fully into the absurdity of luxury space travel, for the rich and famous, poking fun at how it's portrayed as noble or inspirational. These exaggerated portrayals are classic South Park, using humor to expose vanity, hypocrisy, and the disconnect between elite culture and everyday people. If the leaks are true, this episode could become one of the most iconic in their recent seasons, further cementing the Katy Perry space trip as comedy gold. In what may be a callback to previous episodes, Jeff Bezos makes a triumphant return in South Park's space parody. Previously portrayed as a creepy telepathic overlord, this time Bezos is reportedly shown testing luxury cosmetics on celebrities in orbit. The satire is biting, criticizing not just the billionaire space race, but also influencer culture bleeding into science. Bezos becomes a symbol of how tech elites are warping serious industries for their own agendas. The show positions space not as the new frontier of human progress, but as a playground for the absurd. Whether it's selling face creams or building nipple-shaped rockets, the message is clear. When the ultra-rich hijack science for status or profit, the results are both laughable and disturbing. And Katy Perry, unfortunately, is right in the center of it all, whether she wanted to be or not. It's not just South Park taking jabs. Even political commentators like Megyn Kelly joined in the ridicule, calling Blue Origin's rocket basically a flying nipple during a YouTube segment. The design of the rocket, already the subject of countless memes, became a symbol of how unserious the whole mission appeared. Instead of cutting-edge tech, it looked like something straight out of an SNL sketch. The internet ran wild with the comparison, posting memes, reaction videos, and even fan art mocking the shape. What should have been an inspiring image of space innovation ended up being meme fodder. And with figures like Megyn Kelly piling on, it showed how mainstream the mockery had become. At this point, it wasn't just edgy YouTubers or comedy shows making fun of the mission. It was everyone. The visual of the rocket turned the whole story into an unavoidable punchline. As if the space backlash wasn't enough, Katy Perry's recent concert performance went viral for all the wrong reasons. In the clip, she's seen slowly pacing across the stage, making odd gestures, prompting fans to joke that it looked like bad improv or a nervous breakdown. Combined with the space trip fiasco, fans started wondering if Katy was going through something bigger behind the scenes. Her once polished public image is now getting overshadowed by awkward viral moments, PR flops, and comedic takedowns. What was supposed to be a new chapter for her career is looking more like a strange detour. Instead of leading the conversation about women in science, she's become the subject of memes, mockery, and satire. Whether she can bounce back from all this remains to be seen. But for now, Katy Perry's space mission is less about inspiration and more about internet infamy. So, what do you think? Was Katy Perry's space trip genuinely inspiring, or just an awkward, overhyped publicity stunt? Is South Park crossing a line, or are they just saying what everyone's thinking? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll feature the best ones in our next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you next time.